Hello, friends. Welcome to a psalm for today. Your reassuring voice that Jesus is Lord. What a delight it is to hear someone say, it's going to be okay. A lady came to see me years ago. I listened to her explain her pain, explain her situation, explain the tough time that she was in. And I said, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. This happened many times I think we met about 45 minutes or so. I said, you're going to be okay. And months later, I don't even know how long later, she came when she had made a little, like a crochet thing or hooked a rug, or I don't know what you call it, but it said, you're going to be okay. And she gave it to me and she goes, I want you to know that I thought to myself, I went all the way over there to that office and I shared my soul, and all that pastor could say is, you're going to be okay. 5 words. She said, and you said it over and over again. I was so frustrated that that's all you said. She goes, but on the way home, it started to get in my soul. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. And so I think some of the greatest need in the world today is for encouragement. Just a reminder, you're going to be okay. I'm uncertain about Buddhism. I don't know much about Buddhism, but everybody that I was trying to share my faith with in Thailand that did not know the Lord, the thought that kept coming to me is, this is hopeless. You're not, the sharing of my faith isn't hopeless, that the belief system many people have is hopeless. There's no hope. They're like to nirvana, to reach this perfect nothingness. Where is their hope in that? To cease to exist. Where is their hope in that? To abandon all desire. Where is the hope in that? And so what a privilege it is to serve the living God who extends to us hope, who doesn't come to eliminate desire, but to fulfill our desires as long as they are godly and shaped after the nature and character of Jesus. The interesting thing, for God so loved, certain theologians have a hard time with the idea that in God there is something that has emotion, that in fact he laughs, he cries. This would show to them a weakness, that he is not predetermined, computerized, categorical, innate, but that he's an actual living, breathing covenant partner to his people. And so my view of God is that he has will and volition. He can make choices. That God is not locked into a predetermined, robotic predeterminism or predestination. God isn't predestined. God has emotions. For example, Jesus wept. And so, nonetheless, the idea is that we need a reassuring voice. You're going to be okay. And one of the things that is challenging is when we realize that people aren't going to be okay. One time a teenager committed suicide, and I was, Wednesday night, I was preaching, and a lady came up and fell on the floor and grabbed my leg right in the middle of church on a Wednesday night. And she's pulling on my leg, and she's weeping and wailing and weeping and wailing. And she said, just tell me, and said the name of the boy, that he's in heaven. Just tell me he's in heaven. Just tell me he's in heaven. Well, I don't know. How do I know? And so I thank God for bringing Bible verses to memory. I said, Mom, Grandma, this was Grandma, excuse me. I said, you know what, Grandma? The Bible says in Genesis 18, around verse 25, shall not the judge of all the earth do what's right? And I want to give you hope today that the judge of your grandson will do what's right. God will always do what's right. And so it's good to be reminded God will do what's right. God will do what's fair. God will make, back in systematic theology, they said, no matter how bad things are, they're going to get better. But no matter how good they are, they're going to get better too. And so I love being a reassuring voice to you, and your texts and emails and messages to me are encouraging to me. They're reassuring to me as well. And I'm just remembering some line of a song that says, from earth to glory, all I ask is to be like thee. And so today's psalm, by the way, is, what is it? Psalm 113, I think. Verse number, oh man, I forgot. But anyways, I think around verse 7. Anyways, it says, verse 3, from the rising of the sun to the setting of the same, the name of the Lord is to be praised. From the rising of the sun to the setting of the same, the Lord's name is to be praised. Well, this gives us hope. First of all, let's view the rising of the sun to the setting of the same in the lens of time. From the rising of the sun at the very beginning of the day to the setting of the sun at the very end of the day, the name of the Lord is to be praised. In other words, whatever time it is in the world, meaning whatever events are happening in this time frame, his name is to be praised. This could be in alignment with, this is the day the Lord hath made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. That verse, or that chapter actually, that psalm says, I was pushed back, I was surrounded, I was about to be overwhelmed, but this is the day the Lord made. So from the rising of the sun to the setting of the same, maybe today, between the rising of the sun to the setting of the sun, you received bad news from your doctor. Maybe from the rising of the sun to the setting of the sun, you received disappointing results from a relationship conversation. Maybe from the rising of the sun to the setting of the sun, you received difficult financial news. Maybe from the rising of the sun to the setting of the sun, you've been exceedingly wounded or disappointed or distraught. Guess what? From the rising of the sun to the setting of the same, the Lord's name is to be praised. At the same time, between the rising of the sun and the setting of the sun, maybe it's been a great day for you. His name is still to be praised. And maybe we are more prone to forget him on the good seasons than on the challenging seasons. It's been a fun day for Paula and me. We have never spent money on a bedroom set for us. We've always got used secondhand items from this place, that place, or the other place. And just... I knew that my wife always dreamed of going to the store and picking out a new set that she wanted. And we did that today. It'll be delivered here in a couple days. And it's great to just see her kind of have a joy about something that she's always wanted. And so from the rising of the sun to the setting of the same, today we bought a bedroom set. I think they call it a bedroom suite, but whatever it's called, we now have a headboard. We've never had a headboard before, and so it's from the Lord's name is to be praised on days like this. We bought a new floor that we're going to install. My brother's coming over next week to help us install this floor in our guest bedroom. All the other rooms have a fairly new floor, but that one had carpet that I think animals might have been on. And so we tore that carpet out today. And from the rising of the sun to the setting of the same, the tearing out of carpet and the purchase of a new flooring system, the Lord's name is to be praised. So wherever you're at in your journey, in time, the Lord's name is to be praised. Also, from the rising of the sun to the setting of the same could also mean location. That from that side of the universe to that side of the universe, the Lord's name is to be praised. That's probably the primary intent of the psalm, because it talks about the nations. And so let's just say that in just a little while, the sun will rise in Australia. The Lord's name is to be praised. Let's say it won't be long before the sun rises in the Ukraine. The Lord's name is to be praised. The Lord's name is to be praised when the sun rises in this location or that location. My mother-in-law is in the hospital seeking to recover from a broken bone. And you know what? This is not the location we had anticipated. We had expected her to be here in this house with us, and she will be soon. But from the rising of the sun in the location of her hospital room to the setting of the same, the Lord's name is to be praised. So join Psalm 113 and join me, your reassuring voice that Jesus is Lord, in saying, in time and in space, from the rising of the sun to the setting of the same, the Lord's name is to be praised.